Welcome back, everybody. Let's have a look at some of these coins then, shall we? So we'll start with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is obviously the one to speak about. So what happened is, there we go. Basically, as I said on that last video, or the video prior to that, as soon as we break out of this descending trend, we will get a giant move. And this is the sort of thing that we see, or we saw, from XRP when XRP broke out of its sort of descending resistance trend line that had been in for over 2 years. So just as XRP did it, and it's just as a bit of an example for you, XRP launched out of here and did that was a bigger move, obviously, the one of Bitcoin. So that was a 25% move, but it is an altcoin, obviously, and it's obviously a big cap altcoin. But then it sort of came back down. So it's not quite the same way as what we're seeing with Bitcoin at the moment, but it's something to be aware of. Now, the good thing about Bitcoin is that it does have a support resistance line here. So this blue box area here between basically 10,350 and 10,500 is the support resistance zone. Okay, if this breaks down, then the trend line probably would get tested. You can see that this giant wick, we've retraced a significant amount already. Where are we now? So that's only 5.5%, but technically we came back down about 7% from wick to wick. The day's barely done, so there's plenty of room for it to move. Now, what does this mean for the rest of, well, what does it mean for Bitcoin? First of all, I think Bitcoin has to chill out for a little bit, because we can see the RSI is maxed out. The money flow index is very high, but it's still got room to move, so we could revisit these areas or even higher, maybe the top area, maybe even to 12. What we don't want to see, but is completely plausible if it did happen, is for Bitcoin to blow its top off at this level and then consolidate, similar to how it's done in the past. Completely just go bonkers, and it could do that easily and then end up consolidating for quite a long period of time. Now, there are connections between this and gold and stocks. Stocks are kind of going sideways, a little bit of movement down. Gold is going up, and so it's kind of it's picking and choosing, it's cherry picking the best part of the stocks and commodities at the moment and which way it wants to move by. Now, the problem would be is if those all decide to come down, Bitcoin's likely to come down too. It's already overextended on the RSI, so I would be very careful sort of buying any of this at the moment. I would wait and see and wait for these indicators to reset. That said, there are some interesting developments coming out with some of the top cap altcoins. So we'll move on to Ethereum Classic. So this is something I've been trading now for best part of a week, and I'm still very keen to carry on trading it. So if we look at it on the daily, there's nothing very exciting specifically about it. In fact, what it's telling me is that actually it's looking quite high. We see the money flow index is actually higher than Bitcoin's, but the RSI has taken a knock, and it looks like it wants to move up again. We go to a 12-hour, and what we see on the 12-hour now is the beginnings of a golden cross, which is, it's not the be-all and end-all, but it's nice to know that there's developments taking place on the lower time frames. Obviously, we'll have that. We had that a few days back now on the 4-hourly, which has had continuation. So we should start to. I believe we should have continuation with this coin, all depending if Bitcoin breaks down below 10,350, 10,005 to 10,003. If that starts to happen, then alts will take a knock for it. But the setups are good for Ethereum Classic. A bit of a consolidation, but I've just picked up. I sold mine yesterday. I've picked it up just now. I'm hoping to ride it up to at least that wick here. So not a great move. Like I say, I do think that this is likely to go up to and maybe beyond around $9, around $9.20 or something along those lines. That's my target for it, but it could obviously overreach all of that. But for the moment, RSI is very high, money flow index is very high, so I think it's just a matter of trading it. There's going to be a bit of scalping going on today across the board because of the massive amount of price action we had yesterday with Bitcoin. Again, when you look at the pairing with Bitcoin, it's not quite the same boat. In fact, it's actually looking reasonably bearish on the daily there. We did get a 4-hourly golden cross, but that will have uncrossed itself by now. Yes, it has. So unless it starts to rally up above areas such as 6,700, that's invalidated itself. Really, it crossed and then and collapsed. So unfortunate for the sats, but there's still hope for it yet. I do believe that this coin is likely to do some decent pumps. I think this is, out of the top cap coins, this is my favourite at the moment, and it's early days really. As you can see, the 12 hourly is crossing today. If we can make areas, if we can get above here again on the sats will make it rocket. But we're still early days. Obviously no golden cross in sight on the daily, but probably would see one, so long as we hold this area around about $6.50. We should get that golden cross at some point in the next few days, and then we should start to see more continuation. But again, a lot of this is all dependent on Bitcoin, so we'll have to see how it plays out on that one. And the next one on my list is XRP. So what's XRP doing? XRP is looking pretty good. Now if we go to the weekly, okay, what I was interested to see on the weekly is this long period of what I consider as accumulation, and this RSI. The RSI is making higher highs and higher lows. I believe that XRP is going to rocket up, and the resistance is this green 50 exponential right above the top of the Bollinger Band. So yesterday we came up to test 23 cent. That's the top area of the range. That's why I've been waiting to get to that level for a couple of weeks now. I got to that level, so I'm waiting for it to cool off a little bit, but I do think that once this area is taken out, which is 23.5 cent or just above that, and we close above there, that's when XRP is going to do its first big shocking move all the way up to this level here, which is around 29.5 cent. It's a descending trend line. That's the 100 simple moving average, but it could quite easily make its way up to there if we break above this level here. It sounds mad. I'm telling you, it's not that mad at all. When you look at it like this is accumulation, and I've told everybody now that this has been accumulating since we broke out of the descending trend. Everyone likes to see XRP as a dead asset, but it's really not. It's got its own thing going on. It's different to all the others, and that's why I like it. I haven't liked it so much over the past or last year or so. There's no reason to like it at that point, but now I do, because I believe that I've found what's going on with it, which is that it's turned a corner now. It's accumulating. This accumulation phase can take a while. This is the area to be buying it at and basically storing it up, because it is going to launch sooner rather than later. But the big moves aren't going to be had until we break above 85 cent or so, which is basically around this top wick, around this level here, or basically these guys here. Not only is that candle body there, and this one here, two weekly candle bodies on 86. Also, if you were to do a retracement from the very top to the very bottom, the golden pocket of the Fibonacci retracement is also 86 cent. 86 cent is the place to be for XRP. It will go absolutely bananas. It will go bonkers when it breaks that level, and it will make everybody's jaws drop. But we're a long way away from there. We're still in accumulation phase, so that's fine by me. We'll stay in accumulation phase. Now let's have a look on the shorter time frame. So on the daily, we've started to see these moving averages pick up ever so slightly. We're above the 200 simple moving average, which is the first time we've been above there significantly for a very long time. Even last year, we spent the vast majority of the year below it. But you can see when we are above it, we do make conscious efforts to stay above it. But we've only just got above there this couple of days. So that's a good thing. It's allowing all these indicators, these moving averages, to start to make swings up. The MACD is looking good. The RSI money flow index is not so good. But let's go to these other time frames. So 4 hourly, we had a golden cross way back here. But on the 12 hourly, similar to Ethereum Classic, we have just now had our golden cross on the 12 hourly. So what does this mean? It means I'm expecting continuation. I'm not expecting big pullbacks, but if we did have a pullback, it would just be below 20 cent, just below, maybe on the 50, maybe just on the 200. It will come down to kiss this level if it came down that much at all. It could just come down to the center of the Bollinger Band, but still, that's a significant pullback if it were to do that. But that's fine. These things are expected, so we could come down 6%, we could come down 9%, or we could come down 10%. But that's fine. These are the levels that you want to be buying it at for the swing trade, I suppose. Either way, indicators look good. We do want to chill out a bit when you see money flow index of this size, but it's not the end of the world. You know, we can go higher, but I'll probably say it needs to breathe a little before it does that. But it's a scalping range at the moment. We can scalp this area because we've had volatility, increased volatility as of yesterday, so what we'd expect is volatility now. I couldn't say if it's going to go up or down. I think the momentum is likely to be slightly more to the down before it goes back up again, just because these areas need to reset. But I could be wrong on that. What I do believe I'm right on, though, is that these two coins, these two altcoins, Ethereum Classic and XRP, are probably the ones to make the biggest moves over the next month or so. Anyway, it's all dependent on Bitcoin, so bear that in mind. Bitcoin is the one that's going to dictate this. If Bitcoin decides to collapse back down and maybe go down to the CME gap at 9,600, obviously all these coins are going to suffer, and it might invalidate the actual trend. There's been quite a few coins that have been waiting for these setups, and these setups were looking good, like COS, for instance. COS was looking really good, and then it broke down massively yesterday, invalidated the entire setup, so I had to get out of that one. And there's quite a few setups that have been broken basically as a result of that that draining of Satoshis the other day. So and generally the collapse of the altcoin market prior to this big Bitcoin pump. But some of these have remained okay, and these are the two that so far have remained okay. So we've got XRP and we've got Ethereum Classic, and they're both looking primed for a big move. Anyway, I'll leave it with you there. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice evening, nice day. Take it easy.